Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show. Have you heard? Today, when Morong Tian was out to clear the gathering place of monsters, he was brutally abused by an unknown lord. It seems that he was almost killed. Ah? What else? Is it true? Of course it's true. Some people saw it with their own eyes. If you don't believe me, ask other people. The news has already spread. I'm here to testify. At noon today, I happened to meet Morong Tian, who came back from outside. He looked so embarrassed. TSK, he was about to write miserable words on his face. Damn it. And this melon, doesn't it mean that Morong Tian is already at the 4th rank? Who could put him down so fiercely? Is it a devil? It's said to be plant type? Plant type? How is this possible? Plant type can beat angel type? The news of Morong Tian's defeat, like a hurricane, spread throughout the entire region in an instant, causing a huge sensation. Everyone is talking about this. Even some people who didn't follow the channel very often showed up one after another to inquire about the specific situation. They wanted to know who was so powerful that they could actually make the angels, which are known as the strongest arms, slump. Of course, many of them came with the idea of Schadenfreude. After all, Morong Tian relied on his angelic army to suppress other lords on weekdays, and even threatened them to hand over their magical energy, making them dare not speak out. Now that someone finally took revenge for them, it was so heartwarming that I couldn't help but applaud. Some even sent a message to ridicule. Aren't you, Morong Tian, very arrogant? Why didn't you make a sound? Are you afraid of being beaten? Let you dare to be so arrogant in the future. All in all, there are various reactions to this amazing news, but the most discussed is the identity of the mysterious plant-type person. Everyone is guessing where he is, and it is incredible to be able to defeat the angels with such a weak unit of plants. Although Morong Tian's character is not very good, his strength is undeniable. To be able to defeat him, and defeat him so thoroughly, his strength must be terrifying. If you can befriend such a strong person, then they will become much safer in the future, not to mention worrying about being bullied by others. Unfortunately, the person who spread this news didn't see Lin Yu's appearance clearly, he only knew that he was carrying a plant-type unit. This result immediately disappointed countless people. The end of the wasteland. Inside a forest. The two people who had passed by Lin Yu's territory before stood on the spot, watching the news that the regional channel kept flashing. They were surprised. Brother, you said that the one who defeated Morong Tian was the one we met this morning, right? The young man swallowed, his lips a little dry. Recalling the plant-based territory we encountered this morning, isn't it very close to the place of the incident? Could it be that the guy did this? There is a possibility. The man's expression was extremely solemn. Let's not talk about the proximity, just the size of the territory is not like a 3rd order one. Brother, what do you mean, 4th order? The young man was surprised. It shouldn't be wrong. Only the 4th order territory can have such an exaggerated scale. This also makes sense. Why is he so calm? Because he is not worried about the beast tide at all. Boom. The young man was shocked, his eyes widened instantly. If this is the case, didn't he almost defend a 4th order boss before? Recalling my recklessness before, I suddenly felt a chill down my spine, and I was afraid for a while. Fine. Fortunately, he didn't have the urge to provoke the other party, otherwise he wouldn't know how to die. Then what should we do? Shall we spread the news? The young man asked in a low voice. The man shook his head. Better not, so as not to cause unnecessary trouble. This kind of character is not something we can afford. That's right, then let's go back after checking the beast tide, and the safety period will end in 1 day. The young man was obviously still a little worried, and hurriedly said, Well, let's go. After saying that, the two stopped discussing this matter and continued to rush towards the wall, at the same time. In the forest on the other side, Lin You, who was the party involved, also saw the discussion in the regional channel, and was surprised. He didn't expect that when he was fighting with Mutated, there was a third person present and spread the matter. I don't know what Mutated's expression is now. Guess I can't wait to swallow him alive right away? Immediately, he sneered again, what can you do if you hate him? Anyway, the two of them had already forged their relationship, and he didn't intend to let Mutated go. Of course he also wanted to cut the weeds right away. But the problem is that he doesn't know the location of Mutated territory now. Moreover, the beast tide is coming. It is obviously unwise to spend more troops and resources to conquer other territories. Only after the beast tide is over, can this matter be considered. Thinking of this, Lin You ignored these discussions and continued to move deeper into the forest with the plant legion. While searching for monster gathering places, destroy monsters along the way, and hone your fighting skills by fighting monsters. It has to be said that people really grow very fast in harsh environments. It's only been a few days, Lin Yu's fighting skills have far surpassed before, and he has become much more proficient. Combined with the powerful body and reaction ability of Tier 4, he can barely support the undefeated under the hands of Tier 4 monsters. He didn't mean that he had to train himself to become a peerless master. But the most basic means of life-saving are still very necessary. Otherwise, if there is an emergency and the troops are not around, wouldn't he have to wait to die? Simply, my understanding is not bad, and my progress is much faster than expected. www.lightnovel.com. That's it. Lin You spent the whole afternoon in the forest. When I'm hungry, I eat the jerky I bring with me. When I was tired, I sat on the spot to rest and asked the plants to keep an eye on them. It's just a pity that he didn't come across a gathering place of monsters along the way. Instead, he encountered a lot of scattered third-order monsters, providing him with hundreds of magical energy. When it was getting dark, he took the plants back on the same path and rushed back to the territory. With the magic energy he obtained, he finally recruited 40 troops. Then the next morning, he set off again. Continued to sweep into the mountains and forests to earn more magic energy. Until the sun went down on the last evening, Lin You dragged her tired body back to the territory. And the magic energy he collected has reached more than 1,000, which should be enough to deal with the next beast wave. There's still one more night. Lin You sat beside the fire, staring blankly at the shaking flames. Tomorrow is the day when the safety period ends. Before I knew it, I had been in this world for 7 days, and I felt like I was in a different world. I clicked on the regional channel and took a look, almost all of which were discussing about tomorrow's beast tide. There is anticipation, fear, and anxiety. The people who are most worried are those who are closest to the forest, as well as those who are weaker. They are worried that they will not be able to survive this wave of beasts. Many lords with high self-esteem also lowered their bodies and began to form gangs to survive. No one dared to leave the territory for half a step, for fear that they would not be able to return to the territory in time and would be overwhelmed by the beast tide. Tonight is destined to be a sleepless night for them. Congratulations, all lords, for successfully surviving on the primitive continent for 7 days. The world channel is open, the basic buildings of the territory are open, please check it in the territory by yourself. Notice: the safe period ends, all protections are removed, and regional barriers are removed. The beast tide is about to strike, all lords please be prepared. As soon as the sky lit up, a cold voice sounded in the ears of every lord at the same time. All the sleeping people were awakened by this series of reminders, and got up in a panic. Is it coming? Is the beast tide finally coming? It should be, the safety period has ended. It's too fast. I'm not ready yet. I seem to have heard a movement. Brothers, please pray for yourself. The regional channel that had been silent for a night suddenly became lively, with news constantly passing by. And just when everyone panicked, there was a sudden click in the sky, and cracks appeared. The cracks are getting bigger and longer, extending from the ground to the sky, densely connected. Finally, the cracks shattered, turning into countless fragments and falling down. Roar! The shocking roar of the beast spread all over the world. At this moment, the situation changed, the whole world was trembling, and the rumbling sound was incessant, getting closer and closer to them. Finally coming? Lin You stood outside the wooden house, feeling the vibration of the ground, and even faintly heard roars in his ears. He was approaching him quickly. Needless to say, there was no doubt that it was the beast tide that was blocked outside the wall. Everyone, get ready and start fighting. Lin You turned around and shouted at all the plants in the territory, and quickly picked up the long-made animal bone spear and placed it across his chest. When those plants received instructions, they immediately scattered around the territory and stationed in the fence. In the territory, the cheerful atmosphere of the past has changed, and there is a faint chill. After a while, Lin Yu's eyes suddenly narrowed. Coming. The moment the sound fell, the trees in the distance suddenly collapsed one after another, and one after another. Huge and ferocious monsters passed through the forest and charged straight towards him. Roar. The one running at the front was a four-legged, fawn-like beast, half the height of a human being. Name, Fawn Beast. Race, Beast. Level, Tier 3. Strength, 50. Physique, 45. Agility, 50. Spirit, 45. Skill, Ferocious Bite. Introduction: the most common lower-level monsters, bloodthirsty, extremely fast, and a pair of fangs are very aggressive. After all, it is a third-order monster, and its attributes are not high, but its number is too huge. At a glance, almost all of them are tusk beasts, which makes the ground start to vibrate. Lin You didn't dare to be careless, and immediately ordered the plants to attack. In an instant, the two sides collided fiercely. The vines dancing all over the sky, accompanied by countless beast roars, spread all around the entire territory, and the walls were slammed. The man-eating flower king on the side was already hungry, and he was tearing at the fang-toothed beast that was charging over the fence. Roars and screams kept echoing in the ears. More and more fang-toothed beasts fell under the attack of the plants, and piled up mountains of corpses outside the territory. Some of them slammed into the fences prepared by Lin You, or fell into traps, and were trampled to death by later monsters. Death is extremely tragic. And the few fish and mushrooms left in the territory were not idle either. Stepping on the high platform, bomb mushrooms were thrown out of the fence by them, causing a series of explosions, blowing out all the fang-toothed beasts that rushed over. Lin Yu's ears kept hearing reminders. Kill the third-order Fang beast and gain 10 points of magic energy. Kill the third-order Fang beast and gain 8 points of magic energy. Kill the third-order Fang beast and gain 11 points of magic energy. Kill the third-order Fang beast and gain 9 points of magic energy. In just a few breaths, Lin Yu gained 200 or 300 magical energy, and it was still increasing. However, this situation did not last long, and was interrupted by a loud roar in the distance. I saw that a large group of one-eyed monsters suddenly appeared less than 100 meters away from the territory, and they stared directly at Lin Yu's territory. As they approached, a piece of information appeared in Lin Yu's eyes. Name, One-Eyed Troll. Race, Humanoid. Level, Tier 4. Strength, 90. Physique, 75. Agility, 66. Spirit, 75. Skills, Heavy Crushing, Rage. Introduction: a relatively rare humanoid monster, corroded by demonic energy, lost its reason, and possesses very powerful power. After reading the information about these one-eyed trolls, Lin Yu's pupils shrank. He knew that there would be fourth-order monsters in the beast tide, but he didn't expect that there would be so many, even more than his plant army. In just one face-to-face effort, the two dryad warriors were torn to pieces, and even the entangled vines were torn off one after another, and the healing speed of the treatment simply couldn't keep up. Everyone, hold on. Don't let them attack the wall, Lin You shouted, and immediately used magic energy to recruit the 4th-tier cow ogre, and use mutation to quickly fill the gap in the troops. Using this method, he finally managed to block the one-eyed troll's offensive, forming a tragic tug of war outside the fence. Boom boom. One-eyed trolls continue to fall under the attack of plants. And Lin Yu's plants were also shredded one by one, and rushed up the fence one after another. At this moment, Lin You can no longer care about saving mana. Once the wall is broken, his territory will not be far from being destroyed. www.lightnovel.com. At that time, he will not escape death. The only thing that is fortunate is that when he was tugging with the one-eyed troll, other third-order monsters would appear on the side, providing him with a lot of magical energy. After a battle, it was barely even. In this way, while giving orders and replenishing troops, half the morning passed quickly. Lin You can't remember how many monsters he killed or how many troops he recruited. I only remember the most dangerous one, when the fourth-order monsters almost rushed into the territory on the corpse. Fortunately, he reacted in time, hit it hard with a spear, and then asked the plants to push the body away, and finally nothing happened. It wasn't until noon that the monsters outside the territory gradually decreased. The most ferocious first wave of beast hordes finally moved away from here and spread out to a deeper place. Lin You, who had always maintained a high level of tension, was shocked when he saw this scene. It's over. It's finally over. Everyone hold on. Lin Yu pierced the throat of a tier 3 monster with a spear and shouted excitedly at the plants. What made him even more excited was that Ling Si, who had survived from beginning to end, had accumulated full experience, and suddenly a dazzling light lit up on his body, successfully advancing to the 5th rank. Name: Wood Demon Ling Si, Royal Family. Race: Plant. Level: Level 5, 0/250. Strength: 150. Physique: 150. Agility: 185. Spirit: 200. Skills: Nature Control, Affinity Aura, Plant Thorns. Introduction: The royal family among plants has the ability to dominate other plant-based units and is proficient in natural magic. When Ling Si reaches the 5th rank, its attributes skyrocket. I don't know how many times stronger than the 4th-order monster. This also confirms Lin Yu's conjecture. The closer the arms are to the end, the more the attributes will be improved by the geometric multiple of Qing, and the stronger the strength will be. As predicted. After the 5th order Ling Si joined, the garrison of the territory became a lot easier. Just with a random wave of the staff, countless spikes protruded, piercing the bodies of those monsters, and then leaves fell, turning into sharp arrows and attacking the monsters, cutting their flesh and blood. He actually understood the use of other natural spells. With the support of these techniques, the plant legion in the territory suddenly rose in momentum and began to fight back frantically. As the monsters fell under their attack, prompts kept ringing in Lin Yu's mind. Kill the 3rd order Fang beast and gain 10 points of magic energy. Kill the 3rd order corpse to gain 11 points of magic energy. Kill the 3rd order flying sickle mantis to gain 9 magic energy. Kill the 4th order one-eyed troll to gain 24 magic energy. Gradually, there are fewer and fewer monsters outside the territory, and more sparse. Until the afternoon was approaching, the last monster fell under Ling Si's attack, and the entire territory suddenly fell silent. Huh. I finally got through it. Lin Yu heaved a sigh of relief, his tense expression loosened, and he fell to the ground softly. It can be said that what he has endured this time is definitely the most violent shock at the beginning of the beast tide. If he is not careful, he may lose his life and keep his spirits in high tension, and he does not dare to relax. Simply, the worst result did not appear, and he also gained a lot of resources. Not only that, but also cultivated a 5th order unit, which can be said to be full of gains. I just don't know how the other lords are doing. Most of their territories were far from the forest, and the monsters had already spread out, so the impact was definitely not as severe as his side. But there are many 4th order monsters mixed in the beast tide, and it is not easy to deal with. Forget it, take care of them, it's none of my business anyway. Lin Yu quickly threw these thoughts aside, and walked around the edge of the territory. After confirming that it was safe, he began to check the harvest of this beast tide. The first is the magic energy, which has risen from more than 1,000 points to nearly 5,000, a full 4 or 5 times. The second is the corpses of monsters, which have almost piled up into mountains outside the territory, and fourth-order monsters can be seen everywhere. In the future, there is no need to worry about the nutrients of plants, but what surprised Lin You the most was his plant troops. Because of the constant replacement, a mutant species similar to Lin You was successfully mutated, a fourth-order poisonous enchantress. Name: Poisonous Demon Girl, Royal Family. Race: Plant. Level: Tier 4, 3 out of 100. Strength: 87. Physique: 100. Agility: 0, Spirit: 85. Skills: Devouring, Poisonous Mist, Forest of Thorns, spread out countless vines, forming a terrifying field of thorns around, and the range expands with the level. Introduction: The king of the poisonous enchantress, huge vines form a field all over the body, guarding one side. The mutated poisonous enchantress took root in the same place and grew rapidly in size. From the original height of more than 1 meter, it directly grew into a vine plant of more than 10 meters. On the top, there was a strange flower blooming, one by one, as if absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. As the price of losing the ability to move, its vines grew several times thicker, becoming thicker than thighs, extending from the ground to the periphery of the territory, forming a huge forest full of thorns outside the walls and territory. Lin You tried to walk into the forest, but those huge vines spontaneously moved away, making a way for him. At the same time, these vines can also spray poisonous mist around, blocking the line of sight and forming a poisonous mist area. This is simply the perfect plant that combines attack and defense. Lin You could even imagine that after the level of this poisonous enchantress was raised, the vines would expand and spread over a terrifying scene for miles around. With such a plant here, he finally doesn't have to worry about the issue of territorial garrison. That's right, when I'm not around in the future, the task of garrisoning the territory will be handed over to you. Lin You reached out and patted the vine that was many times taller than him, and said with satisfaction. The venomous enchantress understood his meaning through contact, and stretched out tiny vines beside him, dancing continuously, as if expressing her joy. Lin You thought for a while and said, "Since you are the same as Lin You, I will call you Qingting from now on." Hearing this, Qingting swayed again. Then under Lin Yu's explanation, Qingting began to take advantage of her wide range to deal with corpses outside the territory together with other plants. As for Lin You, he remembered the World Channel and territorial buildings mentioned in the reminders this morning. He first opened the chat channel to take a look, and found that the regional channel at this time had changed from the small area before him to a whole large area, which was integrated with people from other areas. There is also a suffix of endless wasteland after it. At first glance, it was full of dense news, almost all of which were about the beast tide. Obviously, there are many talents who have just started to encounter the beast tide. Unlike him, who are so close, they were hit early in the morning, and they have only recovered from it now. If he guessed correctly, this regional channel should change with the region he is in. As for the World Channel, Lin You also clicked on it and tried it, but it was prompted that it was not unlocked and could not be opened. It seems that something is still missing. After researching the chat channel, Yu reading www.yuyukansha.com, Lin You continued to go under the Tree of Life to check the territory information, and found that there was an option of territorial building on it. Open it and see that there are 3 buildings in it. It provides the Lord's Castle for living, the Army Tower for research and development of troops, and the Production Workshop for the production of equipment. The Lord Castle and the Production Workshop are easy to understand, but Lin You is more concerned about the Tower of the Arms. After all, it is related to the arms. He glanced at the materials needed for construction. He had 25 wood, 25 stone, and 50 magic energy. I didn't think much about it, I just chose to build it. In the next second, a tall tower rose from the ground and was built on the designated location. When the smoke cleared and the construction was successful, Lin You immediately checked the tower's information. Building name, Tower of Arms. Building level, First Order. Architecture Introduction. You can research the advanced form of the existing arms and make them recruitable. It needs to consume mana, and the level of the arms cannot exceed the building level. Research rate, 1 type/day. Required for upgrade, 50 wood, 50 stone, 100 magic energy. Research arms? Lin Yu's eyes widened instantly. He did not expect that this tower of arms was so powerful that it could research new arms. Although he can only study the advanced form of his existing arms, this is undoubtedly a great news for him. Thus, the troops that he can recruit will also become much richer. Instead of the current tier 4 troops, there is only one cannibal cow to choose from. Excited, he immediately opened the researchable arms page to check the specific details. What surprised Lin You was, in addition to the arms obtained by upgrading the territory, even the arms that he mutated can also be studied. Invisibly, he has a lot more types of troops than other lords. This is definitely a surprise, and it is his advantage. After calming down a little, Lin You turned his attention to the other 2 buildings. Anyway, he has collected a lot of stone in the past few days, but he doesn't feel bad, and chooses to build it directly. In an instant, a rumbling sound came. An exquisite treehouse rises from the ground, built on the trunk of the Tree of Life, and there is even a staircase that rotates upwards, leading directly to the treehouse from the ground. Then, on the other side of the open space, a rudimentary workshop appeared, with a puff of blue smoke, and a few small plant figures like ginseng essence were included, busy going back and forth in the workshop. Building name, Lord's Castle. Building level, First Order. Architectural Introduction. The place for the Lord to eat and live, increase the upper limit of the durability of the territory, and cannot exceed the territory level. Increase durability, 50. Required for upgrade, 50 wood, 50 stone, 100 magic energy. Building name, Production Workshop. Building level, First Order. Building Introduction. It can produce various attack and defense equipment, walls, weapons, and armor, and daily necessities. The production speed and consumption materials depend on the items. Required for upgrade, 50 wood, 50 stone, 100 magic energy. Not to mention, these 2 buildings really came very timely. Especially the production workshop. Lin You took a look at it. It can even process animal skins and bones, making clothes, weapons, armor, and other things, which is very convenient. It just so happened that he now has a lot of monster corpses, so he immediately asked the plants to bring in some for processing, and make some weapons and clothing first. As for the animal meat, except for some of it to be used as food, all of it is fed to cow, or swallowed by other plants with its phagocytic ability to replenish nutrients, so as to have the strength to work. After doing this, Lin You once again set his sights on the Tower of Arms and began to upgrade it with the remaining materials. After spending thousands of magical energy and hundreds of units of materials, he finally raised the Tower of Arms to the 4th level, and he can study the 4th level arms. The first to bear the brunt is naturally the spirit of plants and trees, who can use long-range attack techniques. Lin You directly chose to study it. Researching the 4th tier rare arms needs to consume 500 magic energy. Do you want to continue? Continue. Good guy. The magic energy needed to study arms is actually 20 times as much as recruited. Lin You almost thought he was wrong. But on second thought, this may also be related to the fact that the spirit of plants and trees is a rare weapon. No way, no matter how expensive it is, I can only recognize it. Seeing the progress of the research, Lin You closed the interface and used the remaining materials to upgrade the other 2 buildings to Tier 4, improving the durability of the territory and increasing the types of items that the production workshop could produce. Fortunately, the materials for building upgrades are less than the territory, otherwise it may not be fully upgraded, and after raising all the buildings to Tier 4, the stones he collected in the past few days have also been consumed, and even the magic energy is only a few hundred left. However, Lin You is not worried that it will affect the territorial upgrade. Now his troops have become a lot more and stronger, and the speed of acquiring resources is not comparable to that before. What troubled him the most was the essence of the territory. He still doesn't know where to get the territorial essence needed to upgrade to the 5th rank, so he can't go to the gathering place of monsters, right? Not to mention whether you can find it or not, whether you can deal with it or not is one thing. In case of encountering a 5th order monster, it is not a joke. He only has one Lingxi. If there is an accident, it will be a loss of life. In desperation, he could only open the regional channel to see if he could find useful information. Haha, I successfully survived the beast tide, and I also killed 2 4th order monsters. What are the 4th order monsters? I killed 3. They're all bosses. Even the city wall was knocked open on my side. Fortunately, I finally managed to keep the core of the territory. What should I do? All my troops are dead now. Those monsters are ramming my city gate. Who will save me? I don't want to die yet. There are too many monsters, and I can't stop it now. Can anyone help? There must be a big thank you. When a beast tide comes down, it can be said that some people are happy and others are worried. After today, I don't know how many people will lose their lives and sleep in the ground forever. Although Lin You felt regretful, he couldn't help it, so why didn't others do the same, choosing to be wise and safe? With a sigh, he continued to scroll down. However, after searching for a long time, I didn't find any news about the upgrade of the territory to the 5th rank, and there were even a few who had upgraded to the 4th rank. In the end, I had to turn off the channel and keep busy with other things. It wasn't until evening that the calm was broken by a prompt. Congratulations, all lords, for successfully surviving the beast tide. The regional rankings are officially opened. The list will count the comprehensive strength of each lord and rank them. The higher the ranking, the more generous the rewards. The rewards are settled every 3 days. For details, please check the ranking information by yourself. The appearance of this voice is extremely abrupt. The lords who were still talking about the beast tide suddenly stopped the topic they were discussing and exclaimed. Ranking? What? Is it a ranking among lords? It seems that if you are on the list, you can still get a reward. Is this true? I don't know where I can rank. While these people were talking, Yu read www.yuukansha.com and opened the new, regional leaderboard, full of curiosity and anticipation. However, it didn't take long for a series of exclamations to appear. Damn it! How did I get to more than 5 million people? Me too. More than 5.9 million. This is too exaggerated, isn't it? You guys are good, my Tier 3 territory, all troops are Tier 3, and there are more than 8 million troops. Nima is outrageous. Originally, after the regional barriers were broken, there was a lot more news in the channel. This time it's good, it has become more. Almost every second, countless messages will pass through, all of them are shocked by their rankings. Obviously. This regional list is a statistics of the rankings of all the lords in the region. It seems to be calculated in units of 10 million. In other words, there are 10 million people in this area now? This is too exaggerated. But before they could think about it, someone saw a familiar face on the list. I saw Morong Tian's name, and it actually ranks over 7,000. Even he can only rank more than 7,000. Is it all 5th order in front? So perverted, inside a castle on a hillside. Morong Tian looked at the area list in front of him, his face gloomy. He never imagined that he would be ranked so low. More than 7,000 people, that is to say, there are more than 7,000 people who are stronger than him. This is just one of the areas. If it is replaced by the world list, doesn't he even have the qualifications to be on the list? How could he accept this? There are not a few people who hold the same idea as Morong Tian. Many people think that their ranking will be very high, and even think that they can rank in the top 10. Even if there is no top 10, the top 100 should be more than enough. But in the end, they were hit hard in the face. Even if they didn't make it into the top 100, they couldn't even make it into the 1000. They couldn't help but start to wonder if the list was fake. And this suspicion, when he saw the top 10 on the list, was immediately put to the biggest. First place, Yin Tianga, Tier 5, Demon. Second place, Yenwu, 4th Order, Elemental System. Third place, Bai Haitang, 4th Order, Angels. Fourth place, Wenrenquang, 4th rank, Beast. Ninth place, Lin You, 4th tier, Plant Department. Plants. There are actually plants in the top 10. You can't go wrong, this list must be fake. With the strength of the plant system, how could it surpass so many people and break into the top 10? Who will believe it? Even in the regional channel, there is a lot of discussion about this. Did you make a mistake? The 9th place is actually a botanical? Can the plant system rise to tier 4 in such a short period of time? This is too fake. Fake? Don't you forget that the one who beat Morong Tian violently before was not a plant soldier? It seems to be the same. Even Morong Tian is no match, so tier 4 definitely didn't run away. So that big guy is actually the same person as the 9th person on the list? It's possible, but it's not ruled out that there are other more powerful plant lords. Everyone is guessing the identity of the 9th on the list. And as the initiator of all this, at this time, Lin You was enjoying barbecue in the territory, while checking the leaderboards and regional channel trends. As early as the moment the leaderboard appeared, he had already guessed that his ranking might not be high. After all, it was the collapse of the 10,000 realms, and people from the whole world traveled with him. With such a huge population base, it is not uncommon for a few amazing people to emerge. He was already satisfied that he was ranked 9th out of 10 million people, even a little surprised. After all, his conservative estimate at the beginning was only the top 100, but he did not expect to enter the top 10 directly. And the ones in front of him, without exception, are all those recognized powerful arms. If it is said that Lin You cares most, it is naturally the number 1 person. As the only 5th-ranked soldier on the list, with more than 10 million people, it is also a demon-type unit that is as famous as the angel type, and its strength is evident. If we meet now, he is probably not an opponent. Certainly. Lin You didn't think his plants would be weaker than others. He can beat even angels, and he is afraid of a demon? The top priority is to find a way to upgrade the 5th Order territory as soon as possible, so that his ranking will be higher, and the rewards will be more. He just looked at it. Except that the top 3 will receive the corresponding level of territory essence. The top 10, 100, 1000, and even 10,000 will receive corresponding magical energy rewards. As long as you stay on the list all the time, you will definitely get more and more resources, which will open the gap between you and others. It looks like I have to go out tomorrow. After thinking about it, Lin You closed the ranking interface and quickly solved the barbecue. Then he got up and walked down the stairs to the wooden house on the Tree of Life. The Lord Castle that has been upgraded to Tier 4 has become much grander and wider. It has been built from the ground to the trunk of the tree, complementing the Tree of Life, very comfortable, and even can see far outside the territory by taking advantage of the height. It is a good location to enjoy the scenery and detect the enemy's situation. In the wooden house at this time, there are a total of 4 rooms, which surround the 4 directions of the Tree of Life. They are all decorated by Lin You with the animal skins just made by the production workshop, and even the bed has a thick layer. The fur can be used to keep out the cold. Lin You lay down comfortably, stretched out, and made a clicking sound. All day today, I have been busy with the beast tide. Now I can finally rest in peace. With his mind relaxed, he fell asleep unknowingly. At the same time, above the wasteland, in a territory lined with tombstones, Luo Lei turned off the leaderboards and regional channels, his eyes full of shock. He is so strong. Just now, he opened the leaderboard and saw a familiar name on it at a glance. Lin You. Plants. Isn't this the man who traded with him before? I couldn't believe that I actually knew the 9th-ranked boss. Still so close. When he thought that he was facing such a person before, Luo Lei's heart couldn't help but thump. He was both nervous and excited. As the saying goes, the building near the water comes first. He and Lin You are not far apart, and they have had contact again. This is definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As long as he can have a good relationship with him, then he will have a strong backer in the future. At that time, he still needs to be afraid and fearful on this wasteland? Ranking 9th in the region is no joke. That strength is absolutely so powerful that he can't imagine it. Otherwise, it is impossible to stand out from these millions of people. How can I have a good relationship with him? That's right. That thing. Suddenly, Yu read www.yuyukanshu. Calm Luolei's eyes lit up. He quickly opened the previous message record, found Lin Yu's name, thought about it for a while, and immediately sent him a message. After doing this, he turned off the interface and hurriedly left the territory with the Tier 4 troops around him, rushing towards another nearby territory. The time of the night passed quickly. Early in the morning, Lin Yu was woken up by a bunch of news alerts, and sat up from the bed yawning. Click on the private chat message to see, good guy, it's densely packed. But immediately, his eyes were attracted by a message marked with mutual contact, with Luolei's name on it. Lin Yu still remembered this person who had a relationship with him and had a deal with him. He immediately opened the message and checked it out. Destroy the 4th Order territory. You can also get the essence of the 5th Order territory. Lin Yu's pupils suddenly tightened. It actually says about the way to rise to the 5th rank. If you want to get the essence of the territory that has risen to the 5th level, in addition to clearing the nest and killing the 5th level monster, you can also obtain it by destroying the 4th level territory or killing the Lord. Seeing this, Lin Yu was stunned. This is the first time he has heard that he can obtain the essence of the territory through this method. Isn't this forcing them to kill each other? Why does such a rule exist? Lin Yu was extremely shocked. He knew very well that once this rule was spread, it would definitely lead to endless killing and plundering. In order to level up, in order to survive in this world, these people can do anything. This world, I'm afraid it's not as simple as he imagined. If you're enjoying my content, please consider donating a coffee. Or checking out my shirts on TeePublic. What did you say? Found that guy's territory? On a certain hillside, in a magnificent palace. Morong Tian abruptly got up from his seat and stared at the person who just spoke. Yes. Yes, this morning I sent the goshawk troops in the territory to inspect and found that there is a plant-based territory at the end of the forest, which is very close to the swamp. It should be the one we encountered before. Being stared at by Morong Tian, the man was obviously a little flustered and said quickly. When Morong Tian heard the words, he was overjoyed immediately. Okay. Very good. I have long wanted to avenge the revenge of the past few days, and now I finally find his hiding place. Very good. At the end, Morong Tian's face gradually revealed a hint of resentment, accompanied by a strong killing intent. If it wasn't for that guy, how could he, Morong Tian, be so embarrassed? How could he become the laughingstock of everyone and suffer humiliation? When those people mention him now, the first thing they think of is not his strength, but the way he looked when he was defeated. It's a shame. Now, he has finally found that hateful guy's territory, and he can finally avenge his original revenge. No wonder he was so excited. Seeing this, the others below persuaded them one after another. Boss Morong, I think it's better for us to be more cautious. What if the other party is really the 9th person? Yeah, if he is really that person, I'm afraid we may not be his opponents together. That's right, a character like this. Okay, stop talking. Morong Tian interrupted their words. He raised his head, with determination and disdain flashing in his eyes. Do you really think that people on the list will be so easy to meet? Besides, what if he is the 9th ranked one? No matter how powerful he is just one person. And have you ever thought that after destroying his territory, you can still get things that can be upgraded to tier 5, as well as all the resources in the territory? Why can't you be on the list? Anyway, I've already said it here. If you want to quit, you can leave now. I will never stop it. The indifferent voice constantly echoed in the palace, causing the 4 people below to look at each other in dismay. I have to say, what Morong Tian said was really very tempting. Rising to the 5th rank, rushing to the list, surpassing 10 million people, no matter which one is taken out, it is enough to make them move. What's more, they also know that in this world, it is really difficult to survive without strength. If you want to become stronger, you have to march on countless corpses, and there is no other way to choose. And Morong Tian was right, the world is so big, how could it be so easy to meet the 9th person? So after hesitating, only one person stood up and said, "Boss Morong, everyone, I choose to withdraw and not participate in this operation. You sure?" A cold light flashed in Morong Tian's eyes, and he quickly hid it. The man was obviously worried and did not dare to look at Morong Tian. After struggling for a while, he mustered up the courage and said, "Yes." "Alright then, you can go, I won't stop you." Morong Tian's tone was flat. "Real?" The man raised his head suddenly and looked at Morong Tian in disbelief. Seeing his serious expression, not like a lie, he immediately felt as if he had been granted amnesty, and he didn't dare to say any more. He turned around and left, and he came to the gate of the palace within a few steps. But at this moment, a golden light flashed, and with a pop, it instantly pierced through his chest. The man moved stiffly, looking at the blood hole on his chest, his eyes widened to the extreme. He turned his head tremblingly and pointed at Morong Tian, but couldn't make any sound. In the end, unable to hold it any longer, he fell to the ground with a bang, staining the ground red. "Humph! This is the end of betraying me." Morong Tian snorted coldly and recalled the attacking angel, which also shocked the rest of the 3 people, with their faces full of astonishment. But immediately, I heard Morong Tian say again, "Since you choose to stay and help me, you are my brother Morong Tian, and you will definitely benefit from you in the future." Carrots and sticks are really used by him very skillfully. When the 3 of them heard his words, their tense expressions finally relaxed, and they forced a smile on their faces. "Let's go, let's go." Morong Tian didn't say much nonsense, and led the group of angels, got up and left the palace directly. Naturally, the others followed behind him, and they also summoned their own subordinates, adding together more than 100 4th-tier troops, heading in the direction of Lin Yu's territory. At the same time, a voice sounded in Morong Tian's mind. "Successfully kill the 4th-tier lord, get 89 points of magic energy, 20 units of wood, 35 units of stone, and the essence of the 4th-tier territory X1. Morong Tian, who was still walking at first, moved his eyes, showing slight surprise. But unfortunately, it was not long after he upgraded his territory, and he experienced the beast tide. The resources have long been exhausted, and he has not been able to upgrade to the 5th rank for the time being. In this way, the act of destroying Lin Yu's territory became a must, otherwise it would be impossible for him to gather enough resources in a short time. Thinking of this, Morong Tian's mouth suddenly evoked a sneer. "Humph, wait, I'll let you die without a burial, kneel on the ground and beg me for mercy." The other sighed. Lin Yu didn't know that his territory was already being watched. At this time, he was exploring the outside with the plant army, and by the way, he could improve the experience of the plants. Because at the same time as killing monsters, the units will also absorb some of the magic energy in the monsters and use them to strengthen themselves. To put it bluntly, it means improving the attributes. The more monsters killed, the higher the experience, which means the stronger the attribute. This is also the reason why there are differences between arms of the same level. Yu reading www.yuyukansha.com. Even if you can't upgrade for a while, you can get stronger anyway, right? Just like the fission mushroom next to Lin Yu. Because of the fact that the beast horde killed a lot of monsters before, it absorbed a lot of magic energy, and the attributes were almost raised to the full value of the 4th order. Name, fission mushroom. Race, plant. Level, Tier 4, 79/100. Strength, 20. Physique, 84. Agility, 82. Spirit, 99. Skills, wood thorn, self-exploding mushroom, fission. Introduction: a harmless little mushroom, a small blaster, good at large-scale destructive attacks. You must know that the comprehensive attributes of these fission mushrooms were only 60 or 70 at the beginning, and now they have reached 80 or 90. Especially the spiritual attribute, nearly 100 points, the blasting ability also became much stronger. So all morning, Lin You was in the forest near the territory, exploring with plants, killing monsters, and earning some magic energy by the way. But what he didn't expect was when he had just killed a tier 4 monster and was about to move on. A series of prompts suddenly sounded in his mind. Warn, your territory is under attack. Warn, your territory is under attack. Warn, your territory is under attack. The territory is under attack. Lin You was shocked, and his eyes instantly turned cold. Someone actually attacked his territory while he was away. The territory was attacked, so Lin You had no intention of continuing to explore, and immediately rushed back with the plant army. Fortunately, he was not far away, and he specially left troops stationed in the territory, so he should be able to carry it for a while. What's more, there is a mutant plant called green ivy stationed in the territory. It is not easy for ordinary people to break in. And just when Lin You hurried back, outside his territory, Tian and his party were being stopped by countless huge vines, and they were engaged in a fierce offensive and defensive battle. I saw vines rushing out from the ground, frantically attacking Tian and the others and the troops around them, and at the same time releasing a large swath of poisonous mist, forcing them to get closer. At the same time, other plants in the territory are also using the cover of vines to continuously attack and harass their actions. Boss Moron, these plants are so terrifying, we can't get close to them at all. A young man chopped off the vines that rushed over and shouted in surprise to the rear, and after those vines were cut off by them, they quickly grew up and entangled them again, as if they would never finish. But how do they know? These plants were all mutated by Lin You with his mutation ability, and inherited the devouring skill of cow. As long as the body is damaged, it will immediately activate the devouring skill to devour the corpses of the monsters accumulated by the previous beast horde, instantly recover the injury, and then continue to join the battle. This is the characteristic of the plant-type troops, which is endless. Although the attack strength is not comparable to other arms, its vitality is several times or even dozens of times that of other arms. As long as the foundation is still there, it will never die. Humph. Just a few plants trying to stop me? How naive. Looking at the dancing vines in front of him, Tian snorted coldly, and immediately summoned the angel sacrificial legion beside him, holding his scepter high. God of light of divine mercy, please listen to my prayer and exorcise the evil in the world. Holy light. A dazzling white light lit up, instantly illuminating a range of hundreds of meters in a radius as if it were daylight, and the poisonous fog was quickly dissipated, revealing the territorial walls inside. At the same time, another row of angels with spears behind Tian flew into the air and raised the spears in their hands. The gun of judgment. Just listening to a loud shout, countless spears let go, swept towards the wall, and exploded on the wall, directly blasting the wall and the nearby vines to pieces, leaving a large open space, even if the swallowing skills can't be done in a short time. Recover, as expected of Boss Moron. They broke their defenses in one fell swoop. The other three shouted in high spirits. Humph, I want to see what else he has to stop us. Let's go, let's attack. Tian didn't talk nonsense. He led the angel army over the ruined ground and rushed towards the territory. The others followed him and cleaned up the remaining vines. They carried a large number of troops, and it was very difficult for the plants to block them. Now that the vines and poisonous fog of the ivy were not contained, they drove straight in, and they came to the outside of the wall in a blink of an eye. It seems that the guy shouldn't be in the territory, otherwise it's impossible not to show up for so long. One of them couldn't help saying. Don't worry, he can't escape death if he destroys the core of the territory anyway. Tian said in a deep voice, and immediately led the angels around him to prepare to pass through the wall. However, at this moment, a sense of crisis came to my heart. Whoosh! Several ground thorns suddenly rushed out from under their feet without any warning. Murong was shocked in his heart. He didn't have time to think about it, he just rolled out, and the thorns almost brushed past his feet, and he avoided it dangerously. What dash? What dash? At this moment, two screams came, two of them were pierced through the body, and the other one was pierced in the thigh and fell to the ground. Who? Murong turned his head sharply, and saw Lin You walking slowly from outside, as well as the plant army beside him. It's you! Murong face sank, and endless resentment appeared in his eyes. He didn't expect that Lin You would come back so quickly, and dealt with his two companions in a flash. You must know that after the death of the Lord, the troops will also die together. Sure enough, within a few seconds, all the troops that the two were carrying wailed, and they were killed on the spot, instantly reducing their combat power by half. We meet again. Lin You said lightly, staring at Murong with cold eyes, as if he was staring at a dead man. Humph. What if we meet? Since you dare to come back, don't even think about leaving alive. The core of the territory is durable, and it is impossible to destroy it in a short time. Moreover, Murong heart was already eroded by endless resentment at this time. He didn't talk nonsense to Lin You duo at all, and immediately summoned the angels around him to stop him in front of him. Boss Murong, I'll help you. The young man whose thigh was pierced endured severe pain and came to Murong side. He knew very well that when he came to attack Lin Yu's territory, he had already completely enmity with Lin You. If he wanted to survive, he had to get rid of Lin You. What's more, even if they lost half of their troops, there are still two people, so is it still easy to deal with one person? Go. Kill him for me. Just listening to a loud shout, more than 60 troops surrounded Lin You, and the holy light condensed in the sky, crashing down towards Lin Yu's location. Lin You, on the other hand, had only 20 or so plant troops, and the difference in numbers was so great that there was no way to compare them. Ha ha ha. This is the fate of offending me. Murong laughed wildly. Yu reading www.yuyukansha.com. Together with the young man beside him, they all showed cruel smiles, as if they had seen the scene of Lin Yu's blood splashing on the spot. But the next second, their laughter suddenly stopped abruptly. I saw Lin Yu's side, a figure like a flower essence flew out quickly, waving the staff in his hand. Immediately afterwards, countless fallen leaves rose with the wind, turning into sharp arrows and attacking their troops. Pfft. The blood flowers exploded, and the angels fell from the sky, and the attack of the holy light that had just condensed dissipated instantly. Even the beasts that were running underneath were passed through their throats by the leaves, and fell to the ground one after another, making a muffled sound. He couldn't even resist a single blow. Tier 5 arms. Murong pupils suddenly shrank to the extreme, and they looked at Lingxi, who was waving a staff in incomparable horror. To be able to kill Tier 4 in one hit is definitely Tier 5. In any case, they would never have thought that Lin Yu's hands would actually have 5th tier troops, and they were also 5th tier troops that could attack spells in groups. In just one face-to-face, nearly half of their troops were lost. Even the remaining units were entangled by countless vines, and could not escape at all. Then the Lingxi staff waved again, and the ground thorns rushed out suddenly, penetrating their bodies. The whole battle was almost one-sided, and there was no room to fight back. It's over. Murong feet were weak and he almost collapsed to the ground, his face was full of panic. Tier 5 arms are simply not something they can fight against. He glanced at the young man beside him and gradually stepped back. Finally, he turned around and rushed straight to the side of the forest. Want to escape? It's not that easy. Lin Yu has been keeping an eye on Murong movements. Naturally, it is impossible for him to escape like this, so he immediately ordered the plants to chase after him. Quick! Quickly stop him! Facing the rushing vines, Murong turned pale in shock, and hurriedly summoned the remaining angels to block the way of those plants. Actually, he wanted to sacrifice his troops to give himself a chance to escape. Boss Murong, wait for me. The young man who was with him didn't expect him to run away suddenly, and he was in a panic and wanted to follow. But the next second, a vine suddenly rushed out from behind him and pierced through his chest, completely killing his life, along with his herd. In the entire arena, there were only a dozen of ManhwaRecap's angels left. They were defeated like a mountain, and there was no way to resist the fierce attacks of the plants. When ManhwaRecap came back to his senses, he found that his path had been blocked by countless vines, and Lin You followed closely and slowly appeared in front of him. Puff! ManhwaRecap's feet softened and he fell to the ground, his face pale. When he saw the cold killing intent in Lin Yu's eyes, he was shocked and panicked. Don't kill me, I didn't mean to go against you, I can do anything, please let me go." Facing the threat of death, ManhwaRecap panicked completely. He didn't care about any face, he stepped back while begging for mercy, his face was full of panic. But he forgot. How did he attack Lin Yu's territory just now? And he wanted to kill Lin Yu, how arrogant he was, and he didn't take Lin Yu seriously. If it were another person, I am afraid that he would have broken through the territory long ago and would have died without a place to be buried. Lin Yu naturally couldn't let go of someone who wanted to harm him over and over again. As soon as his arm was raised, countless vines rushed out from all directions, approaching ManhwaRecap. Go to hell. Facing this undisguised killing intent, ManhwaRecap finally stopped pretending, suddenly burst out, pulled out the dagger from his waist and charged at Lin Yu. Fortunately, Lin Yu took a shot and didn't step forward in person. Otherwise, with ManhwaRecap's fourth-order strength, he might have caught this guy's way. Lingxi. With a low voice, she didn't need too many words, Lingxi waved her staff and pointed out of thin air. Thorns tied ManhwaRecap instantly, and fixed his dagger less than 2 meters in front of Lin Yu. Pfft. The sound of vines piercing flesh and blood sounded, and ManhwaRecap's movements also froze. He widened his eyes and looked at the vines penetrating from his chest. There was a gurgling sound in his throat, but he didn't say anything. In the end, his eyes went black and he fell to the ground. Successfully killed the Tier 4 Lord, obtained 506 mana, 100 units of wood, 300 units of stone, Tier 4 Territory Essence X2, and Architectural Drawings X1. After dealing with ManhwaRecap, Lin Yu's expression did not change at all, it was still extremely cold. However, in his heart, there was a strong sense of discomfort that kept surging. Of course, he wouldn't have any sympathy for ManhwaRecap and others because of this. After all, these people were all rushing to kill him, so he naturally couldn't be soft-hearted. After standing in place for a while, and gradually recovering, he began to count the harvest this time. There are more than 700 magic energy points in total, 300 units of wood, 500 units of stone, 5 essences of Tier 4 territories, and 1 architectural blueprint. It's really a bunch of poor ghosts. The 4 of them add up to this amount. It is estimated that they have spent almost the same amount during the beast swarm. However, what ManhwaRecap revealed to him after his death surprised him a bit. 2 territorial essences, didn't he kill another lord before? There are also architectural drawings. This is the first time Lin Yu has seen it, so it is a bit strange. Immediately view item information through the territory interface. Architectural drawing, quarry. Building level, Tier 1, upgradable. Building introduction, improve the efficiency of collecting stone in the territory. Gathering efficiency, 110%. Construction required, 25 wood, 25 stone, 50 magic energy. It turned out to be a building to improve the efficiency of stone collection, which Lin Yu did not expect. That is to say, in addition to the 3 basic buildings at the beginning, the lords can also add functional buildings in the territory through architectural drawings. This is good news. Now he only needs stone to upgrade the 5th order territory. With this quarry blueprint, his efficiency in collecting stones will be much faster in the future. With the 500 stones he just obtained, he should be able to upgrade his Tier 5 territory with little money. After thinking about it, Lin Yu asked the plants to dispose of the corpses outside, while he returned to the territory and built a quarry. After a ray of light, the territory faced the side of the mountain, and a passage leading to the mountain was established, which was specially used to collect stone. After solving the quarry matter, Lin You came to the Tower of the Arms again to check the progress of the arms research. After a day of research, the advanced arms of the spirit of plants and trees finally succeeded in research, allowing him to add a fourth-order recruitable arm. He couldn't wait to choose to recruit, and after a while, a light group similar to the spirit of plants and trees, but a little bigger appeared in front of him. Name, Plant Spirit, Rare. Race, Plant. Level, Tier 4, 0 out of 100. Strength, 50. Physical, 50. Agility, 66. Spirit, 87. Skills, Control of Nature, Intermediate, Protection of Plants and Trees. The power of nature surrounds oneself, reducing damage when attacked. Introduction, one of the arms that is closest to nature among intermediate creatures, capable of controlling various natural spells. The spirit of plants and trees, who was upgraded to Tier 4, changed its name to Plant Spirits. Moreover, it is also worthy of the name of a rare army, and the new skills it has learned are very good, which can reduce the damage of attacks. Even the original natural control has also been upgraded to the intermediate level. Lin You let it try to attack, and found that, like Lingxi, he could control the branches and leaves around him. Yuukansha www.yuukansha.com directly turned it into a weapon attack. It was really too strong to say anything. However, considering that he was going to rise to the 5th rank, Lin You did not use mutation on it, so he saved the magic energy first. Afterwards, he clicked on another Tier 3 soldier that could be recruited, the Poison Ivy Flower, and began to study its advanced type, the Poison Enchantress. His poisonous enchantresses were all mutated through the cow piranha, and there was no way to recruit them directly, which was very inconvenient, so it was naturally the second choice for research. As for the troops of the Huajing lineage, not to mention, they are also mutated. Although it is possible to conduct research, it is necessary to start from the first order. It takes a full 4 days to study to the 4th level, which is not the first choice for now. Lin You did the math. He now has a total of several types of troops: Flower Essence, Thorn Vine, Tree Spirit, Mushroom, Piranha, Ancient Knowledge Tree, and Grass Spirit. I am afraid it will take a lot of time to complete the research. It is really a huge project. It is estimated that looking at the entire area, few can have so many units of his. Fortunately, there is no way to upgrade the Ancient Tree of Knowledge, no need for research. By the way, the Ancient Tree of Knowledge. Suddenly, Lin You remembered something. The Ancient Tree of Knowledge seems to provide experience to other units. Counting the time, the experience of a few plants should be almost full, right? As predicted. His idea had just appeared, when 2 fission mushrooms that were basking in the sun in the territory suddenly burst into light. Congratulations, your fission mushroom experience has reached the full value, and you have successfully advanced to the 5th rank. Congratulations, your fission mushroom experience has reached the full value, and you have successfully advanced to the 5th rank. The experience of troops can only be obtained by killing monsters of the same level or higher. And to rise from Tier 4 to Tier 5, it takes a full 100 experience points, that is, to kill 100 Tier 4 monsters. Thanks to this beast tide, Lin Yu's plants have accumulated a lot of experience. Coupled with the skill effect of the Ancient Knowledge Tree, the experience of the 2 most violent fission mushrooms in throwing bombs finally reached their full value. In the 2 prompts, he was enveloped in a ray of light and successfully advanced to the 5th rank. Name, Bursting Mushroom. Race, Plant. Level 5, 0/250. Strength, 50. Physique, 162. Agility, 162. Spirit, 185. Skills, Devour, Exploding Mushroom, Fission. Introduction, the advanced form of fission mushrooms, the number of mushroom clusters increases, the mushroom proliferation rate is greatly improved, and the blasting ability is a must. It can be said. The little mushroom is one of Lin Yu's favorite units. One is that it is difficult to mutate, and the other is that it is really easy to use, especially when there are many monsters. It will be a large piece when it is fried. The bursting mushrooms that have risen to the 5th rank have not only grown a lot in size, but also grown more mushroom clusters on their bodies, and their ability to produce mushroom bombs has been improved to a new level. The most important thing is that its properties are directly doubled. Although it is not as good as Lin You, who has royal blood, it is also much stronger than the 4th order. In this way, he also saved the magic energy needed to recruit tier 5 troops later, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The only regret is that the rest of the other arms were added after the beast horde, and the accumulated experience is not much, and it is still a long way from the 5th rank. It seems that we can only recruit new ones after the territory is upgraded to the 5th rank. Lin You muttered to himself. I didn't think much about it, I continued to work on other things. But he didn't know that the regional channel at this time had already exploded. Look! That Lin You has risen to 5th place. What? 5th place so soon? Wasn't he 9th before? Damn it, the ranking has really changed. He directly raised 4 rankings. How did he do it? The 5th place. I'm only over 3 million now. Because of the relationship between the plant and the territory, Lin You can be said to have received the attention of countless people. When they saw his ranking change, many people immediately started talking about it. After all, to be able to squeeze into the top 10 among millions of people, no one is a simple person, and it is extremely difficult to improve a ranking. Lin You is better, he went up 4 places directly, and he is the least favored plant department. This is tantamount to a depth bomb, blasting the muddy waters of the regional channel in one fell swoop. The lords of the plant department even regarded Lin You as an idol and regarded him as the leader of the plant department. It's really amazing. I'm also from the plant department, and I finally reached the 4th rank today. I'm a little curious about what the big guy's arms are. I'm now tier 4, and there are 25 tier 4 tree spirits, all of which are more than 500,000. You figured it out. I gave the pea shooter for the 4th rank. It's too crisp to die. It's more than 1 million people. I really don't know how he made it into the top 10. A group of 4th order Versailles bosses. The 3rd order plant-based weak chickens dare not speak. Generally speaking, most lords can recruit only one type of troops at their current level. Even if you use the Tower of Arms to study new arms, you can only use 2 or 3 types at most, and it will take a lot of mana and time. Many people can't afford it in a short time. In addition, the gathering places of monsters below the 4th rank have basically been swept away, and there are few ways to obtain new arms. So I had to pray that when I leveled up, I would randomly get a more powerful unit, or I worked hard to level up a low-level unit. It's no wonder they are so bitter. After all, not everyone can be like Lin You, who directly carried a large wave of beast tides, and the resources obtained instantly filled up all the buildings and arms. And just when everyone was talking about it. Another even more amazing news also swept across the borders of the endless wasteland. Tian, who owns the angel type, is dead. Just at noon today, people who passed by Murangshan's territory found that Murangshan's territory had actually turned into ruins. The destruction of the territory means the death of the Lord. In other words, Tian was killed at some point. As soon as the news came out, it immediately caused a sensation among all the surrounding lords. Everyone was guessing who was so powerful that he could kill the 4th order angel Tian. It's terrifying. You must know that even the other troops of the 4th rank will not be able to get any benefits in front of the angels, let alone kill him quietly. Is it him? When Luo Lei received the news, Lin You suddenly appeared in his mind, with a look of surprise on his face. He only sent a message to Lin You last night, saying that killing other lords can get upgrade materials, and Tian died the next day. This is so coincidental. Moreover, he knew very well that there was only one Lin You who had the strength to kill Tian and had a grudge against Tian in the vicinity. This made him have to suspect that this is what Lin You did. Do not. He was almost certain that this was what Lin You did. Fortunately, I didn't turn against him, and even Morong Tian couldn't escape. Is this his true strength? Luo Lei was extremely fortunate for his decision to have a good relationship with Lin You. At the same time, I felt extremely frightened. I didn't expect Lin Yu's strength to be so terrifying. www.lightnovel.com. It's not unreasonable to be able to enter the top 10. I was thinking. A private chat message sounded, and after a closer look, it turned out to be sent by Lin You. Luo Lei was shocked, and hurriedly opened the news. It turned out that it was Lin Yu's words of gratitude, thanking himself for sending him such an important message. There is a sentence behind it. If you lack the essence of the Fourth Order territory, you can ask me for it. I still have a few. Just exchange some resources. The essence of the territory. Luo Lei's pupils suddenly tightened. There are also a few territorial essences, which means that, in addition to Morong Tian, Lin You also killed other Tier 4 lords. How can that be? Could it be that Lin You killed several Tier 4 lords at once? Luo Lei couldn't believe that he had achieved such a feat in just half a day, far beyond his imagination, but it didn't take long for him to react again. By Morong Tian's side, there seemed to be 4 subordinates, right? Shouldn't it be? Thinking of this, Luo Lei suddenly trembled, not daring to think about it any longer. After staring at the news in front of her for a while, she finally gathered up her courage and replied with a sentence. Okay, I will contact you after I meet the conditions for the 5th rank. After sending this message, he felt relieved and fell to the chair beside him. The other side. Lin You, who received the news, smiled and then turned off the interface. Beside him, plants were walking back and forth, carrying the stones hard, and he was not far from the 1,000 units of stones needed to upgrade to the 5th rank. Congratulations, the territory has been upgraded successfully, the current level, Tier 5. Unlock the territory warehouse, unlock the personal storage space. A pleasant voice resounded in Lin Yu's mind. After a day's collection, Lin Yu finally collected the materials to upgrade to the 5th rank, and raised the territory to the 5th rank. But after hearing the prompt, he was stunned. It's over? What about the troop rewards? Lin Yu's face was full of surprise. He took a look. The newly unlocked territory warehouse is a building used to store territory resources, and personal storage space is a space similar to a personal backpack in the game. It has nothing to do with troops. But after waiting for a long time, there is no prompt to unlock the new arms. Could it be that there is a problem with the upgrade? In other words, after the 5th rank, there will be no unit rewards. Lin Yu was shocked. Absolutely did not expect this to happen. Upgrading the territory does not give new troops of the corresponding level, so wouldn't they be even more difficult in the future? I'm afraid not many people know about this now. Is it because the novice period is over? Lin Yu thought in surprise. He seemed to understand a little bit why the Tower of Arms appeared after the safe period. Co-authoring is because of this. You are still a novice before Tier 5, and upgrading will reward troops, giving you a solid foundation. After the 5th rank, if you want arms, you can use resources to pile it up. Now Lin Yu finally fully understands the urine nature of this world. Obviously he wants them to compete for resources and fall into an endless battle. Thinking back to the previous incident of killing the Lord to obtain the essence of the territory, it made him feel the deep malice of this world. Thinking of this, Lin Yu quickly clicked on the territory information after the upgrade. Territory name, Tree of Life. Territory level, Tier 5. Territory durability, 1500/1500, plus 250. Recruited troops, plants. Number of recruits, 40/50ths. Territory introduction, the Lord's survival is fundamental, with various functions. The core of the territory is destroyed, and the Lord dies. Upgrade requirements, wood, 1500/1500, stone, 11/1500, iron ore, 0/750, copper ore, 0/750, magic energy, 873/2000, territory essence, 0/5. Note, plants are territorial, and wood is self-supplied. Looking at the long list of upgrade materials behind, Lin Yu's scalp felt numb. Not only is the quantity much larger than before, but also two materials, iron ore and copper ore, have been added, and even the essence of the territory has been multiplied by 5 times. This is equivalent to destroying at least 5 fifth-order territories, or destroying 5 fifth-order monster gathering places. Either way, it's a very risky thing. A little bit of carelessness can lead to a catastrophe. After all, those who can rise to the 5th rank are not simple people. Once they find that their life is threatened, they will definitely fight to death. Not to mention the gathering place of 5th-order monsters, there are not only a huge number of 5th-order monsters, but also a 6th-order leader monster that may be derived. The level of danger is not that small. It seems that we can only find a way to raise all the arms to tier 5 first. Lin You muttered to himself, his face extremely solemn. The Tower of Arms can only study 1 arm per day, and if you want to study the 5th order arm, you must upgrade the building, which requires a lot of materials. In addition, researching arms also requires mana, which is another expense. With so many gaps, he doesn't dare to think about it in a short time, so he can only start with upgrading arms. Click on the information on the Tower of Arms and take a look. Building name, Tower of Arms. Building level, Tier 4. Architecture introduction, you can research the advanced form of the existing arms and make them recruitable. It needs to consume mana, and the level of the arms cannot exceed the building level. Research rate, 1 type/day. Required for upgrade, 500 wood, 500 stone, 1000 magic energy. Fortunately, the materials needed to upgrade to the 5th rank are not as perverted as the territory, and he has been collecting stone materials all the time. What is lacking the most right now is magic energy. The 10 points of magic energy given by killing tier 3 monsters can no longer meet his current needs. Even if the Lotus Bathing Fire, which has risen to the 5th rank, is only given 25 points per hour, it is not enough to make ends meet. You must go out to hunt and kill monsters of the 4th rank or higher. So after making preparations in the territory, Lin You went out with 20 units, including Lingxi and an explosive mushroom. As for the other exploding mushroom, Lin You let it guard the territory with ivy and other plants. After the war ended yesterday, Qingting has long since recovered from her injuries through her phagocytosis ability, and established a vine forest outside the territory. Coupled with a 5th order explosive mushroom and a dozen other 4th order plants, I believe that few people can break through the defense of the territory, so that he can also go to further places to explore with peace of mind. Leaving the territory and walking on the road with the plants, Lin You clicked on the regional ranking list information. First place, Yin Tianga, Tier 5, Demon. Second place, Bai Haitang, Tier 5, Angels. Third place, Yanwu, 5th tier, Elemental. Fourth place, Wenrenquang, 5th order, Beast type. 5th place, Lin You, 5th order, Plant department. Sure enough, as he expected, after a night, the top few on the leaderboard had all risen to the 5th rank, and he was still in 5th place. The only change is that the 2nd and 3rd places have changed positions. This made Lin You a little surprised. Because from the name, this Bai Haitang is obviously a woman, so she can be so tyrannical and occupy the 2nd place. It's really a shameless woman. And her angel troops are also very worthy of attention. There are 3 other people who can rank higher than him. It is estimated that there are more 5th order arms than him. He can understand this. After all, he is not the only one who knows how to use the beast tide to improve himself. Turn off leaderboards. Continue to drive seriously. This time, his goal was not the nearby forest that had been explored countless times, but the other end of the forest, the area he had never explored before. Before, because there were walls and beast tides blocking him, he couldn't get past. Now that the wall is broken, it's time to take a look. Maybe you can find something good. After half an hour, Lin You passed through the forest smoothly and came to the wasteland covered by scorched earth in his memory. The moment he stepped into the wasteland, a reminder came from his ear. Region change, switching regional channel. Successful switch, www.lightnovel.com, current location, wasteland. There are a lot of high-level monsters in this area, please be careful. New area? Lin You looked startled, clicked on the regional channel, and took a look. As expected, the suffix was replaced with the words wasteland. Even the news was empty, and no one spoke. It seems that no one has come to explore this area for the time being. Moreover, the voice also indicated that there were a large number of high-level monsters, which made him have to be careful, and immediately called the plants to his side before continuing to go deeper into the wasteland. Wasteland. As the name suggests, the land is scorched black everywhere, even the mountains in the distance are all charred black, and only some strange dark brown trees grow. Not long after Lin You walked into the wasteland, he immediately encountered a huge rock monster. Name, Rock Monster. Race, Elemental. Level 5. Strength, 195. Physique, 192. Agility, 50. Spirit, 100. Skills, Rock Hammer, Earth-Splitting Strike. Introduction, elemental creatures unique to the wasteland. They are composed of rocks. They are very powerful in strength and defense, but their speed is very slow. Tier 5? Lin You was shocked, he didn't expect to encounter a monster so quickly, and it was a 5th-order monster. And just when he was stunned, the rock monster with a height of more than 3 meters had already charged towards him with a roar. Wherever you go, the ground vibrates, making a booming sound. Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.